November 4th, 2025. We got the Air Force Doomsday plane out. The only plane that is not spraying today. Call sign titan29. Sorry, it's really windy. We're at 31,000 feet. Yeah, that's the only plane all day that has not sprayed. Last day of elk season this morning. Yep. As soon as the sun was up, sprayers came on. This is sunny, according to Noah. Alright. I've never caught them before, so thought I'd document it. Hope y'all are doing good. Thought I'd document it. Hope y'all are doing good. Yeah, supposedly that's Doomsday plane.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which means He is our salvation. And those are the names who the world ignorantly calls God, the Heavenly Father, and Jesus, His only begotten Son. All right? Now, what you saw was a clip of an alleged Doomsday plane, or the Titan29, because some people in the comment section are saying that it is a regular plane. But, as the guy said, he did not see a contrail, or what you would describe as white streaks in the sky that is left behind from a regular jetline plane. You know, you see when the planes are in the skies and they leave those white cloudy streaks behind them. He said this was the only plane that he saw that day that did not do that, okay? Which has him to lean or come out forthright and say that that was a Doomsday plane, the Titan29. And if that be the case, then what are they preparing for? All right? What are they preparing for? Okay? Ask yourself that. Something major or something big must be getting ready to go down for them to trot out their Doomsday plane and put it in the sight for the public to see. All right? So we got to keep our head on the swivel and be circumspect. Slakim. Now, this is the Doomsday Plane Titan29 AR overview. AI overview. It says Doomsday Plane Titan29 refers to the call sign Titan29 used for a specific U.S. Air Force E-4B night watch, also known as the Doomsday Plane. This specialized Boeing 747 craft, right? Because he said, or others said that was a regular Boeing 747 that was just, patrolling the skies or going through the sky, the heavens. And he said he didn't see that contrail, that white cloud, not to be confused with chemtrails, but the contrails that's left behind from these airliners, these Boeings, okay? It says, this specialized Boeing 747 aircraft serve as an airborne command and control center. So this is what they're going to use when they escape the missiles, all right? They're going to run into their bunkers while they leave you here to what? Take the brunt of the missiles that's going to come from these other countries. All right? By the time you realize it, they're going to be up in the air to wherever destination they're going, because they can stay in this plane right here for hours. I believe even a day or two. All right? It's just that well equipped. So by the time when Jacob's Trouble is coming to an end, the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip is being made mandatory, and the missiles are coming, if and when you get that alert, they're going to already be up in the air, and something along the line of this Doomsday plane right here, either going to their destination or riding it out in the air, okay? It says, this specialized Boeing 747 aircraft serves as an airborne command and control center for national emergencies, designed to withstand nuclear blast and electromagnetic pulse. So they may even be an EMP attack that they're getting ready to stage, and blame it on China or some other entity, all right, for outages or what have you. It says the E-4B can stay airborne for an extended period and is equipped with advanced communications to direct U.S. forces during a crisis. So is something major getting ready to come down the pike that we don't know about? Well, hey, Lord willing, okay, and the elect is going to be okay no matter what. All right? So that plane looked like, to me, that was what it was, the Doomsday plane, the Titan29. All right? So let's get a few precepts. All right, this is the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. All right, because we have to walk circumspect, because why? The times that we are in and coming into are evil. So this is Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. See? And you got to put on the whole armor of the Most High. Ephesians, is that 6? Yeah, Ephesians 6. All right? Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. See? So you got to have the whole armor, and that starts and includes having the names. All right? If you calling on Jesus like this individual, or it may have been a bot that I was going back and forth for a couple of messages till they got the point, was saying that you need to call on Jesus when you're going to be destroyed in that day. All right? It says, Ephesians 5 and 15, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Why? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. See? If you don't know what time you in, if you thinking you in a time of prosperity, you just going to be caught off guard. All right? Plain and simple. All right? Because you're not circumspect. You're not redeeming the time, okay? So you don't have any clue of what time we in, all right? Here it is, this individual documented and recorded a doomsday plane, a titan29, just a few days ago, November the 4th, 2025, and the day is November the 10th, 2025, so roughly 6 days ago, all right? So walk circumspectly, okay? Keep your head on the swivel, all right? Something could potentially be going down by the end of this year, the beginning of next year, all right? It says, because the days are evil, all right? So they have these bunkers in the air, as we saw. We saw one of their bunkers, all right? They got them underground. They got them in the ocean, okay? They got them everywhere, but they're going to be to their demise because those are going to be the places that preserve them when they go into slavery. Revelation 6 and verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in dens. See? So they got these bunkers, and the elites, they have bunkers that, like we saw, aren't privy to the everyday man, all right? They can hide up in the air, in the heavens, in the clouds. They can hide underground. They can even hide in the ocean, all right? And they're even trying to run and go to the what? Space, the planets, all right? They think they're going to be able to cultivate Mars or the moon or some other, far out imagination of theirs and run and escape from these judgments, but they're not. They're going to be the first batch of slaves when we take over this earth. It says, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. See? And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us. See, they're gonna want those dens, those bunkers to fall on them. But guess what? That's gonna be their prison cell. That's gonna preserve them to what? To go into slavery. It says, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. Who is that speaking of? Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And from the wrath of the Lamb, see? So Yahweh's going to send Yahweh Shai to put these other nations, starting with their, elites, into slavery, and then the rest of them, okay? It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? No one, if you're not of the elect, all right? So this is Isaiah 13 and verse 14. It reads, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. See? So when all hell begins to break out here in Babylon the Great, and the writings on the wall where even the normal people can't deny it, those that have the means and the way about going are going to flee America and what? Go back to their own land, all right? Whether that's Moab, the Chinese, Ammon, the Japanese, Ham, the African, Ishmael, the Arab, whichever one of them can afford it and get back to their land, they're gonna forsake this whore, man. Babylon the Great, the United States of America. Why? Because it's through, it's finished. All right. They're gonna charter a jet, like the one you see, probably similar to the Doomsday plane, and leave. All right. If they have the means and funds in operation, because why? They have a homeland to go back to. All right. We don't have one. All right. That's why the Lord is our inheritance. Okay. He's going to fight for us. All right. As it says in Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept my word in patience, I will also keep thee in the hour of temptation. All right. So this is our hope. Our faith is in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. We don't have a land to go back and flee to. Our land is being preoccupied by the small hats. All right. And until that land is completely, annihilated by the way of thermonuclear missiles, we can't go back because that land has to be purged. All right. Made clean by fire. And then we're going to inhabit it. All right. Not a second before. All right. So those Israelites that's over there, they don't understand. They gonna be destroyed in that fire, that third World War. All right. So, until that land, our land is cleansed, and then we build it back up, through slavery, we don't have anywhere to go. All right. we gotta ride it out here in America. Okay. And that's our faith. All right. Our hope is in who? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, not our own selves. So it says, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land, right? Because, hey, America is finished, man. All right? So don't be surprised if you start seeing more and more of these doomsday planes and others alike, practicing for what's to come, inevitable, all right? The downfall and destruction of America, okay? So let's finish up and close out with 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See, we just started off with Ephesians 5. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Why? Redeeming the times, because the days that are at hand are evil. So you have to be sober and vigilant and know that there's something that's getting ready to happen here in Babylon the Great. All right? The writing's on the wall. If you are the elect, you can see it. You can sense it. All right? You got your whole armor on. All right? So you prepare. You got the names to call on, along with the faith to have and the works to show. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right? Because those that don't know, those that don't have the whole armor on, those that aren't prepared, guess what? They're going to be the ones that get caught off guard. They're going to be the ones that this devouring lion seeks to devour. This roaring lion, Salakia, seeks to devour. All right? So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.